Hello everyone and welcome to my Bachelor Nation official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and gives this video a thumbs up. Sean McLaughlin, a Bachelor in Paradise Season 10 candidate, says he learned how to strategy from his politician father. Fans want to know who his father is. Continue reading for all the details, including his father's unsavory background. Sean McLaughlin claimed to his Bachelor in Paradise co-star Alyshia Gupta that he could gain a leg up on the competition. He stated that he learned specific skills from his politician father. "Having a dad that's a politician, I've kind of learned to operate in a certain way that gives me a leg up," she heard him say. In order to win the $500,000 grand prize, Sean urged the other candidates to vote out Jess Edwards and Spencer Conley. It didn't work, and Sean and Alyshia left the program when it became evident that they would be the next to go. His comments about his politician father raised suspicions regarding Sean's father's identity. Sean McLaughlin was telling the truth about his father. His father, Republican Stephen McLaughlin, currently serves as Rensselaer County Executive. He has been in office since 2017 and indicated earlier this year that he will seek re-election for a third term. Stephen McLaughlin previously served in the New York State Assembly, representing the 107th District from 2011 to 2017. His tenure was marked by accusations of harassment and intimidation. In 2017, the New York State Assembly Ethics Committee censured Stephen McLaughlin for reportedly requesting nude images from a female staffer. He continued in his seat in the Assembly. In 2021, he was charged with 2 felonies for allegedly exploiting campaign cash for personal use. One of the counts was third-degree grand larceny. Prosecutors claimed that while Stephen McLaughlin was in the New York Assembly, he took $5,000 from his campaign funds to send to an acquaintance. According to local news sources, he was acquitted in 2023 following a 1-hour jury deliberation. Fans of Bachelor in Paradise took to social media to express their reactions to Sean's father's political career. Sean McLaughlin's name had been floating around Bachelor Nation since his dramatic stint on Season 10 of Bachelor in Paradise, but it wasn't his short-lived romance attempts or his strategic maneuvering on the beach that drew the most attention in the weeks after his elimination. It was the revelation he casually dropped in a hushed conversation with fellow contestant Alyshia Gupta. Sean, who had been seen as a somewhat reserved but calculating player in the new, cash prize-driven format of the show, admitted that he believed he had an advantage over some of the others, not necessarily because of charisma, romance, or even alliances, but because of his upbringing. Specifically, he revealed that his father was a politician and that growing up in that environment taught him how to think and operate strategically. To most contestants, it sounded like a throwaway line meant to highlight confidence in his abilities, but Bachelor Nation fans quickly zeroed in on it, dissecting every word. "Having a dad that's a politician, I've kind of learned to operate in a certain way that gives me a leg up," he told Alyshia, who looked intrigued but also slightly skeptical in the moment. The cameras caught the exchange, and it aired uncut, prompting fans at home to start Googling, who exactly was Sean McLaughlin's politician father? The search didn't take long. Within hours of the episode airing, Reddit threads were ablaze, TikTok creators were stitching clips of Sean's comment, and Twitter feeds were flooded with speculation until confirmation came from multiple outlets. Sean's father was none other than Stephen McLaughlin, the Republican Rensselaer County Executive in New York. The connection, once made public, set off a chain reaction of scrutiny and conversation, not just about Sean's time on the show but also about the unsavory controversies surrounding his father's political career. Fans who had barely noticed Sean during his short stint on Paradise suddenly couldn't stop talking about him, and not because of anything he did romantically or strategically on the beach. Instead, the national spotlight shifted to the McLaughlin family's complicated past. Stephen McLaughlin's history in politics was both long and checkered. He had served in the New York State Assembly from 2011 until 2017, representing the 107th District. His tenure was far from uneventful, as he earned a reputation for being outspoken and combative. While some praised his bluntness and refusal to toe the line, others accused him of fostering a toxic work environment, engaging in harassment, and misusing his position. In 2017, his political career hit one of its most notorious low points when the New York State Assembly Ethics Committee censured him after allegations emerged that he had requested nude images from a female staffer. The scandal made headlines across the state, drawing condemnation from colleagues, but Stephen remained in his assembly seat despite the censure. For Sean, growing up in the shadow of such a controversial political figure must have been complicated. Fans debated endlessly online about what skills he could have possibly picked up from his father. Some sarcastically suggested he meant learning how to manipulate or exploit others, while others thought Sean might have been referring to the ability to read people, strategize, and negotiate under pressure. Whatever Sean's exact intention, his remarks opened a floodgate. Old news stories about Stephen McLaughlin resurfaced, particularly those connected to his 2021 indictment on 2 felony charges. Prosecutors had alleged that Stephen exploited campaign cash for personal use, including accusations that he redirected $5,000 from his campaign account to an acquaintance during his time in the assembly. The charges, which included third-degree grand larceny, cast a shadow over his subsequent role as county executive, though Stephen always maintained his innocence. Ultimately, in 2023, a jury acquitted him after a mere 1-hour deliberation, a speedy verdict that left some questioning whether the case had been flimsy to begin with or whether his political influence played a role in shaping the outcome. Bachelor Nation fans weren't necessarily experts on New York State politics, but they knew enough to sense scandal. Many of them were stunned to learn that Sean's father had this type of background, and Twitter erupted with takes like, "No wonder Sean thought he could out-strategize people, look who his dad is," and "This explains everything about Sean's vibe on the beach." Some criticized ABC for not making the connection themselves or failing to disclose it during the season, while others argued that Sean's family background had little to do with his role on the show. Still, reality TV thrives on drama, and this newfound connection provided endless fodder for fans who love dissecting contestants' off-screen lives. Sean himself, meanwhile, had not expected his offhand comment to spark such a firestorm. During his time on Bachelor in Paradise, he had positioned himself as someone trying to play the new, strategic version of the game, especially since the cash prize had fundamentally altered the dynamics of the show. Instead of purely pursuing romance and roses, contestants were now also competing for a $500,000 grand prize. Sean had calculated that his best move would be to rally others against one of the strongest couples, Jess Edwards and Spencer Conley. He figured if he could weaken the dominant alliances, he and ally Shia could slip through unnoticed and survive long enough to build power. But when he floated the idea of voting Jess and Spencer out, the plan fell flat. Thanks for watching. If you likes this video, do not forget to subscribe to my channel and do not miss any update.